fill her up.
You're listening to the Gas Digital Network.
Quims and Quims together, high society sharing with you. Laughs and tales fresh with the two. Join the chat, find something new.
It is High Society Radio. We are live on the Gas Digital Network. That's right, we are live 100%. It is Thursday night, live. I'm your host, Chris Faga.
And I'm Chris Stanley.
I think.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, why not?
Lateral move.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. It is a lateral move from two guys who should never climb a ladder. Now, Zac Amico is here joining me. Chris Stanley is away on business. But I'm glad you're here, Zac, because you, I don't know how high you are when you texted me this idea for a cross-show bit with Zac Amico's
Extremely.
Zac Amico's Morning Zoo and High Society Radio, which what you pitched me was that you want to see if Jorge can become a licensed tattoo artist before Harrington can become a notary.
Exactly. I think there's kits. We can get him to teach himself and probably put Jorge through a brief apprenticeship.
My chick has a tattoo license that she had to get to be able to do microdermabrasion as a esthetician.
Okay, great.
So she can tutor him.
Perfect.
Yeah. And I think there should be stakes.
I would love to have steaks and talk about this.
We should definitely go across the street for
Get
steaks.
I would love that.
Yeah.
Yes. And I think so. Of course, if Jorge learns a tattoo, he will be learning mostly on me.
Of course. I was telling somebody when you got the Taco Bell, they took her baby tattoo. Just like well, we were up in Saratoga and you just shot up in bed and you were just like, I gotta go get a stupid tattoo.
Yep.
So Zac shot up in bed and went, we have 8 hours before the show. I have to go get a stupid tattoo.
Yep. So yeah, and also, sure, is it slightly so that if I have a dumb idea for a very simple tattoo, that we can make Jorge do it and count it as a bit?
Yeah, obviously I need Harrington to become a notary so I could commit fraud.
Exactly. I think if Jorge beats Harrington to it,
obviously his first tattoo should be on Harrington.
and it should be not a notary.
I think it should just be a notary stamp.
But the NOT is underlined.
Oh, yeah, okay. Now, hold on. Harrington's making a face in the booth. Harrington, you have bad tattoos. What's one more bad tattoo?
I mean, I don't. I don't like the underlining part. It feels like you're just trying to make a more painful tattoo.
No, it's just underlined where it says NOT, so it's a notary and then not a notary.
Not a re. Yes,
Yeah.
I understand. I don't like it.
Why?
No, but here's the thing. You are a re.
This fucking place is falling apart.
Yeah, I like how our set is just falling apart.
Jesus Christ. It's a madhouse in here.
Yeah. It's a mad world.
Jorge, how do you feel about this? Can you draw?
I cannot draw. I do not
Love
have
it.
a steady hand.
Can you trace?
I don't know if I can.
Does no drugs, does not
He
even.
can Cinco and Quattro.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
When Harrington gets in the pool, he Cincos.
Yeah, I think this is a great idea. Harrington, you're fine with this, right?
Listen, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I can't pass this notary exam.
What
If
is your-
Jorge wants to learn a new skill, God bless him.
What is your worst tattoo, Harrington?
What
What is your stupidest tattoo?
Okay, it's
You definitely have a tribal somewhere, right?
no tribal, but I do have a god awful tattoo that was done by an apprentice. It's like a tiny little letter box of three things. It stinks. It's the worst. I hate that tattoo.
What do you mean a letter? Like a mailbox?
No. It's like a little, like three little symbols across and like a tiny little. It sucks.
What do they signify?
My first three rehabs.
They were all for rolling his ankles.
Yeah. What was it supposed to be? What, 4th time's the charm?
No, I thought.
Yeah, no, he struck out in all the rehab, so it just says KKK.
I mean, I thought. I thought those would be my last.
You should have just. It should have said 3-hab.
3.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's what you call a 3-legged dog that went to rehab.
Well, yeah, Jorge, you just learn to do simple shit, black and white outlines. We'll get you a gun and a tattoo gun,
Yeah.
some fake skin. You can practice on oranges,
Yeah.
and then eventually we can do tattoo. You could, when we have a bad idea, punishments can include tattoos.
I mean, I actually love that part. And also, there are actually really simple tattoo guns that look like pens now.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even have to get the old school thing. Although I think the one that you give Harrington, we should actually have to get an old Walkman and create like a prison.
Oh, I was thinking the chisel. The like Angelina Jolie
stick
style.
and poke?
Yeah. I've got a stick and poke. It hurt like hell.
Harrington's just shaking his head. You're not for this? Guess you better learn how to notarize.
I do not want to get amateur tattoos done by Jorge. What is that face? Like you're
They
shocked?
won't be amateur. They'll be licensed.
Yeah.
He's going to practice
He'd
on an
be a
orange.
professional tattoo artist at that point.
I might have to just invoice you too.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll have him draw him on a ham and we won't know who's who.
I think this is the best idea we've ever had, frankly. What? Stop looking at me like that. Like you don't have, like you have bad tattoos.
Yeah.
You make terrible decisions.
Oh, often.
Okay, great idea for a tattoo. You ready? Hot dog, and in mustard says Frankfest.
Ooh, I like that. I like that.
I would get that this moment.
Or I got that. Here's another one. 2 hot dogs running down your ass crack. So it's hot dog down a hallway.
There we go.
No?
I mean, this is you just.
Yeah, no. Most of these are going to be hot dog related.
The real problem is if Jorge becomes a licensed tattoo artist and you guys get him a tattoo gun, we're opening Pandora's box of bad tattoos.
Pandora's box. We can get one of the chicks that works here and probably Shannon because it never opens. And then you point to it and you just write Pandora because then there's clearly demons in her vagina.
Or small charms.
Yeah.
Okay, I got an idea.
You could put coal in Shannon's pussy and it becomes a dime.
That's an old Otto and George. When I opened for
That's
Otto
right.
and
She turns
George.
black guys white.
All right. It's a toilet,
Okay.
but black and yellow
Okay. Gotcha.
with like a penguin with a hockey stick.
I got it. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
pretty good. Yeah.
I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah. And then maybe it would have coleslaw on a cheeseburger next to it.
Yeah, I think that would. Yeah,
Because that's what would end up in the toilet. Because
Yeah.
the city that it's from.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That'd be a great tattoo
Yeah, you should get that.
with a heart around it.
Yeah.
It's just forever.
I'm not engaging with that.
No, you're
No,
married
you're
now.
Oh man.
Frank, how do you feel about this idea?
I think it's great. I can't wait to see Jorge's work.
That's the executive producer of this whole network.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Jorge, you can make like a flash sheet. It'll be great. Shows can use you all the time. You can ask for a little extra. You can ask for tips.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like that guy who does art, or like Noah who does art during shows. I can just start tattooing your shows.
Yeah.
we can book ghosts and we book ghosts. I wish.
Let's book a ghost.
But we can book guests and then that could be part of the show. It could be a tattoo show.
I like it. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Or at least bonus content.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, as people walk into the tattoo booth at Skankfest to pay for a real tattoo from a tattoo artist, Jorge can undercut the tattoo artist.
Undercutters tattoo?
Yeah, Undercutters tattoos. I love it.
Or he's like, listen, I'll do it for 45.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is a perfect business opportunity, and I mean, this won't be a scam like what Faga's trying to do with Harrington over here with the notaries.
Yeah,
Like,
and
this
if
is all
you,
legit.
and
above
if you
board.
want,
No, he would be a real notary. I would be committing fraud because I could just get things notary stamped all the time.
and I was just saying, I'll let you tattoo all the names of the show on the network on me. That way, every few weeks, you learn how to do cover-ups.
I mean, this is a never-ending. I don't know why he said it's Pandora's box. I mean, this is like a great thing that we're doing right now.
Yeah, I think this is a great idea.
And where you can practice, they make like fake skin. You could also use oranges and cantaloupes and shit like that.
Yeah.
Mm.
So then, perfect, boom. You could just stop on when you're at work, pick a few extra,
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
and you're hot to trot.
You
And
just-
now think, you're gonna be needed on SDR because I'm sure Ralph is gonna bogart the tattoo thing,
Oh yeah, of course. As soon as we come up with a good idea, Ralph's gonna want to do it.
and he's not gonna want to get tattooed.
No, of course not.
So you'll be tattooing some drunk sluts.
That sounds like a good idea.
Hell yeah.
Everybody likes a good drunk slut.
Yeah.
We should get some drunk sluts in here. How come we never have drunk sluts on our show? Harrington, what are you doing? You'll never be a notary with this fucking attitude.
He used to be a drunk slut.
Yeah, that's true. And then 5 times later, 5 rehabs later,
Yeah, you're short T tattoos.
it was 5, right?
We 4.5. Yeah, no, 5. Yeah,
Wait, 4.5.
4 and I was gonna say 4 and a halfway house, but there was a mandatory rehab program attached to that. So 5.
Okay. A halfway house is rehab, isn't it? Which where you go after rehab.
I feel like it's like a graduation from rehab.
Yeah, it's like grad housing.
Okay. I don't like
Like
this.
sad housing.
Yeah. But like a halfway, like it seems like a bad place to put a bunch of recovering addicts is with a bunch of recovering addicts that have nothing to talk about other than how much they used to love drugs. Like I don't understand 12-step programs for that reason either. You know what I mean? Like a halfway house is like you get out of rehab and then they stick you with all these guys in this place that's similar to jail and you have nothing to talk about because your only shared experience is
That you're all junkies.
that you're all junkies. Exactly. It's not like if you're in any other situation, like, all right, so like if you have a job, even if you love drugs, you just kind of have to find the other people
Yeah.
at your job who love drugs, right? Like we did.
Mm-hmm.
And then but if you're just in a place, like it's like when you're doing, like, it's like when if you're on a sports team, you talk about the sport, right? Like it's like if you're playing softball, you talk about baseball or whatever. It's like if you're in a halfway house, the fuck else are you going to talk about?
The way to get people to stop being serial killers would not be to put them in a house full of serial killers.
Yeah, exactly. It seems like they would just be like, I bet we could kill these guards.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we got one more in us, boys.
Yeah. You son of a bitch, I'm in.
You son of a bitch, I'm in.
All right.
I get it, though, because that way you get a meetings, right? Like, everyone has to kind of depend on each other.
Yeah, but like how often? Okay, so a halfway house is usually after you were there because of court-ordered rehab, correct, Harrington?
And if they were halfway houses, technically you were in 10.
Only one was a halfway house, and no, it was not court ordered.
Is a halfway house like a trailer?
Not
It's a mobile home?
not exactly like that. No.
It's halfway house.
What, is it like an apartment building? Or like a house with rooms? What was yours like?
So this one, the one I was at, was like a
Like a dorm?
No, it was like akin to like those apartment complexes dads and shows go to when they're separated from their wives.
Oh, like Kirk Van Houten.
Yeah. It was like one of those. It was
Okay.
like one sad pool and
Except they don't let them have race car bets because they crash them drunk.
So it had like one pool in the middle. It had the first floor like all around it, and then a second floor. It was like a converted.
Junkies have race car beds because they sleep on horsepower.
Never sleep on it. Interestingly enough, the day I moved over to the halfway house from the rehab, I ran into former NFL Jets quarterback Quincy Carter, who I had beef with while we were both in rehab together, and shit talked until we had to be separated.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Because the Jets suck?
No, he just he didn't like me for whatever reason. I actually said, "Hey Quincy, good to meet you, man. I always said the Jets should have started you more. You had like a lot of talent or whatever," and he just didn't.
You don't
like
see
me.
how that would come
Upset,
up.
maybe he didn't want to be recognized.
Or no, you don't understand how you know they could have used you better. Sucks that you're here with me, a guy who just washed out of a roofing business.
No, man, I don't know. I thought I was being chill to the guy. He did not. He didn't care for it.
You give a terrible first impression. Has anybody ever liked you after the first time they met you?
Yeah, I'd say most people.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Zach?
Indifferent. No, I've always liked Mike. He's just become more likable and dependable and less shitheaded.
Well, yeah. As you get
He's
to know
grown
him.
up a lot.
No, but
As
also
we all have.
No, but also as you get to know Mike, you go,
Oh, he's a sweetheart.
He's just retarded. You know what I
would
mean?
even say, well, I was going to say no until when I think about the times I've watched him empty his pockets. And that might be the most retarded thing I've ever seen an adult do.
Buddy, I never
you
seen
think
a
like a
homeless guy
frog's
with
going to jump away.
Buddy, I never seen a homeless guy with more keys. Like, it's insane.
It's really you have a janitor's body and key collection and just not the brain for it.
yeah. If you can't hack it as a janitor, you can always be a podcast producer. Oh, we have fun here, guys.
Well, we have to talk about you're constantly telling me things that I have to talk about. I'm
Well-
sick of it.
Well, we have to talk about smallbatchcigar.com.
Oh, I want to talk about this. Shmoney. These are the things I love in life. Shmoney, Mike Harrington's birthday, and small batch cigars.
Cool dude alert.
You know why?
Mike Harrington's birthday was last week.
I'm still
He's
celebrating.
off this week.
Me personally, I'm still celebrating it. I don't even need him here to
With
celebrate
cigars.
it. I'm fucking lining up a fucking fatty
Okay.
from smallbatchcigar.com
You're immolating Mike Harrington?
and myself.
Hmm.
Look, man, I go to smallbatchcigar.com. I go to smallbatchcigar.com. I go to smallbatchcigar.com.
Do you? Where do you?
And I get my packs of cigars. They got the Bavita packs. I don't
They
know
got Bavita packs. It comes with a bag, a Bavita pack. You don't need a humidor or nothing.
you don't have to pay shit for a humidor, okay? Because Small Batch Cigar hooks you the fuck up.
And they do hook you the fuck up.
And they give you the banger cigars
Bangers.
to impress your friends, your family, and your loved ones.
I said forget about it, cuz.
Thank you. Okay? This is Fast and the Furious type shit.
Fast and furious.
I said forget about it, cuz.
I wasn't coughing from a cigar. I have
Allergies.
terrible allergies.
Terrible. That's a 10% Ashkenazi.
I have allergies against saving money on cigars. That's why
I said forget about it, cuz.
I said forget about it, cuh.
I said forget about it, cuz.
I said forget about it, cuh.
I'm gay.
I just want to go to smallbatchcigar.com. I want to use the promo code
Gas 10.
GAS10, and I want to
10% off and then 5% reward
I want to
points.
get them reward points.
Reward
I
points,
want
dude.
to get cheaper cigars,
You fuck with reward points in my shit, dude.
and I gotta just go. The champ is here. Get back to the show.
So did you see the thing? People are saying that Emmanuel Macron, Prime Minister of France, had cocaine on the table at the what was it? Was it a Russian peace summit?
I believe they were on the train coming back from a meeting in Kiev, where a bunch of the European leaders went to go meet with.
Definitely not whores that need dick because all the men are dead in that country.
Definitely not. They were going to talk to Zelensky about, finding a way for peace and circumventing the Americans' influence in it.
So show me the picture because it did look like a crumpled up napkin. And then people were like, this is a bag of blow. And I'm like, I don't think that's how a bag of blow comes because I've seen a bag of blow.
Especially not for a world leader.
Yeah, I feel like they would get a jar.
I feel like they would get a jar or a container, an anonymous looking container.
Yeah.
Even a sugar bowl.
I like a sugar bowl. That's pretty sweet.
That's what she had in Maxine.
That's just a napkin.
I can enhance quadrant D4.
So the idea is that basically when he sits down, he like hides it. And so they assume that that's because it must have been coke.
No, it's because he didn't want a dirty tissue on the table.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Well,
I'm not saying he doesn't do coke. He is French.
So the big piece of damning evidence is he doesn't make the swipe for the bag until this gentleman on his left, if you see this spoon right here, he hides that, and then Macron makes the grab.
Is
for the
that a
bag.
spoon or a straw?
Looks like a spoon.
Do we have any close-ups? And why is this? In
That
some
does look
shots,
like a tiny spoon.
in some shots, this guy looks like a lady, and sometimes he looks like Raven.
You talking about the guy on the left?
Yeah,
He looks like Hannah Gatsby.
that too. Okay.
But there's also, I mean, people have said Macron clearly does blow a few times because he just kind of comes off that way. But, and also, I guess if you're in Ukraine, you're probably going to do some blow. But that's, I mean, that might be why you needed the tissue. But it was a tissue.
It is. The thing is, like, yeah, sure. That why else do you get into a high-powered position other than to abuse it?
Yeah, that's 100% why anybody does anything.
So this is somebody claimed that they enhanced the image.
So go to the, all right, go, just zoom in on the bottom right. If you can.
That's as far as I can go.
Okay, so like that over there, but then that also doesn't look like Coke.
That?
Like, yeah, I mean, it still kind of just looks like,
I see a napkin.
yeah.
I don't know if I'm crazy. Maybe I'm.
Alex Jones seemed to really think it was cocaine.
Alex Jones wanted it to be cocaine.
Of course he did. I mean, I wanted it to be cocaine.
I just don't see the like, dude. When they got mad that they found coke in the White House, I'm like, dude, you know how awesome that must have felt to do coke in the White House?
Yeah.
It's called the White House.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, yeah, it's like everybody who's ever stayed in the Lincoln bedroom, it's like, wait, even if you're alone, you're jerking off.
Yeah, of course.
Like,
oh, dude, if I'm fucking in the Lincoln bedroom, I'm fucking coming to the back of her head.
oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah. You got to be like, turn around,
Yeah.
sit.
What's Booth?
Yeah, no, but like, give a quick clap like it's the
Yeah.
end of an act
Mhm.
because it's about to be.
Yeah.
And then just shoot. Yeah. Just,
Yeah.
sorry, you're gonna have to wash that out of your hair.
Sorry. This performance of our American cousin has been canceled.
Yeah, put this hat on real quick so I can shoot it off the head.
Put on this stovepipe hat.
Yeah, please. Just like a little one from McNugget Buddy. Just so you can shoot it right off.
I mean, you fuck in the White House. If you're staying over in the White House,
You have to fuck it.
you gotta fuck, right?
Yeah, of course. How could you not? You'd just be sitting there going, even if you'd be fighting with your chick. Your chick would be fighting with you. And she'd be like mad at you. And you could just look at her and be like, I mean, we have to fuck in the White House. And she'd be like, all right. Like how could you not? Like, it's like, if you didn't, if I found out somebody stayed in the White House and didn't fuck in the White House, I would never talk to them again. Like, it's just like, you'd be a fucking, I mean, obviously people would, but that also that Coke was found on the tour, right?
Yeah.
So that means somebody did a couple bumps, was geeked out of their face, walking around the White House, and was like, you know what would be funny is if I hid this Coke in the White House, and then at some point somebody's going to find it, and it's going to blow their mind. Because that's just what that was. People were like, must have been Hunter Biden's Coke. And I'm like, why would Hunter Biden be in the fucking tour
And
area?
B, I don't think he's losing his coke.
Yeah, I don't think he's stashing his Coke. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I don't think he's forgetting where it is either.
Yeah, that's true. He's coming back for it after hours.
He's coming back for it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. But I think that Coke might have been like 70s Coke. That could have been there.
It could have. It very well
been there for 100 years.
Yeah, it could. Elvis could have left it there.
Yeah, that's fair. Fucking didn't Jackie Gleason do a bunch of Coke with Nixon and talk about aliens?
I believe so.
That probably was what that was. You know what I mean? Could be anybody's Coke. Who else? Find me a list of people, probable cokeheads who have been. I bet Dwight Gooden's been to the fucking White House.
Yeah, assume every NFL team for
Yeah.
a good portion from what 80s till mid 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lawrence Taylor alone
Yeah, Lawrence Taylor must have
went
been
there
there.
at least twice for 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah. And then for his WrestleMania win against Bam Bam Bigelow.
Kid Rock.
Yeah, Kid Rock has been there. Yeah, recently.
Not while Biden was in office.
Oh, yeah, but he it could be that what we're saying
You're
is
saying he was there during Trump 1.0?
Kid Rock?
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
If Triple H made it.
Well, it's also like if fucking he's now close enough with Trump where he could bring friends and like kind of like lucid. Like him and Bill Maher are boys. They just like kind of hang out sometimes. He's like, "You want to come with me to the White House?"
They're just the last 2 old men who want whores and coke.
Yeah.
The 2 guys that won't leave the party.
Yeah, it's definitely just. But yeah, that is definitely just a fucking cocaine friendship, right? Like it's just like 2 old men who are just like, "Yep, still single." It's like, all right, are you guys gay?
Doing coke with Bill Maher is like drinking with Gino Bisconte. It's like I think I gotta stop.
Oh yeah,
You look across from you and you're like, oh man, this is my option, huh? This is how this ends.
Yeah. Oh.
This is saying in 1979, Press Secretary Jody Powell and White House advisor Hamilton Jordan were investigated by the FBI for allegedly snorting coke at Studio 54.
There you go.
Well, that's where you do that.
Yeah. Why would you be investigated? Ooh. The investigation. Hey, these guys were at Studio 54. Think they were doing coke? Probably.
We need to go there and check.
Yeah.
Give us a coke budget.
Yeah. It was like those guys who kept getting, those guys who kept getting dosed with LSD at the whorehouse by fucking MK Ultra. It's like, I don't know. I'm on acid. Somebody pay for these whores.
More famously, country legend Willie Nelson bragged about firing up a big fat Austin torpedo on the White House roof later in Carter's tenure.
What a Austin torpedo? What a
Something that gets shot on Tony Hinchcliffe's chest.
So yeah, I don't think it was. Here's a weird thing about that fucking Ukrainian war. Remember in the beginning when they were just like, "Hey, we're gonna send all these sluts over to your country. Send us weapons." How come they're not sending any more sluts?
Maybe they're out.
You think they're out of sluts? I don't know. It's Eastern Europe. I feel like they just
Yeah, but I feel
they
like
respawn there when you fucking choke them to death here.
I feel like if they're they just wake up full.
Yeah.
Ah! You stand at the spawn point with a gun. Okay, so I feel like in Ukraine, if you are best and brightest whore, like hot, and capable,
Okay.
you're already here.
Sure.
It's like being a hot bitch who wants to be an actress in Buffalo. You're gonna make the move to New York City
Okay. Yeah.
or LA,
Probably New York City.
right? So I think we're skimming off the top 10 to 15%.
Okay.
Then assume we got the next 25 to 30%.
Okay.
Now I feel like it's got to be few and far between. They're
Yeah,
most talented.
but the fats must have lost some weight because of the rations.
Yeah, but they don't need to because
Oh yeah.
beggars can't be choosers.
Yeah, but there's
And you know
also
who loves fat white women? Beggars.
it's a rhyming joke.
Go ahead.
Well, no, I saw a pitch for a Moneyball sequel the other day where dudes just go to the gym and scout fat chicks with pretty faces and try to find out if they can lose the weight.
Ooh, I want to do that.
Right?
Pull me up some pictures of fat chicks at the gym. And also what we think they would look like after they lose the weight.
You see how bad Rachel Ray looks?
No, I'm curious about that because she didn't ever seem that fat, but she just had such a fat face.
It caught up.
But I feel like she had a fat skull.
She had cherubic cheeks.
Okay.
And I always thought very sexy.
Yeah, she was cute. I feel like
But she
I always thought
posted
she
a
had weird
Mother's Day,
tits.
a Mother's Day video,
Oh, okay.
and we watched it on Morning Zoo.
Mm-hmm.
People think she's drunk. I don't think she's drunk.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's buzzed,
Mm-hmm.
and I think she's got a few pilskis in her.
So you're saying, okay. Oh. She's just a fat lady now.
Do you listen to her talk? Oh, sorry. I thought you had it queued up. I apologize. I didn't think you were gonna do that magically. I saw the. I thought it was the video.
But yeah, I didn't even know she was still on TV.
She's not. I think that's why.
Oh,
Because this is like an Instagram like ad.
okay. I got it. Now I got to see this.
By the way, we'll put a pin in this for a second. Really want to make Oklahoma caviar.
What is that?
I was looking. I watched.
Can't be good. I know what a Rocky Mountain oyster is.
Okay, so I watch Randy Santel, the guy, the Atlas, the professional eater, and he was in Oklahoma, and one of the things he had to eat, it was the state meal of Oklahoma, was Oklahoma caviar. Oklahoma caviar is essentially white people salsa.
You mean tomatoes? You mean
So it's-
bruschetta?
Chickpeas, black beans, tomatoes, and then cut up peppers and onions
Okay,
with vinaigrette dressing,
that's fine. That's
and
like
it's a dip, and
So-
it sounds really good to me.
so it's a two-bean salad.
Yes. And they call it Oklahoma. I think there's a few other things, cilantro, a few other things you put in.
By the way, two-bean salad is what Zach calls it when somebody's balls deep in his asshole.
Thank you. 2-bean salad is what I call when I eat my cat's foot. Did you find it, Harrington?
York as a very young woman. I was very, very poor, and I didn't want to bother my mother. I didn't want her
Ow,
to feel
my mother.
scared for me.
Holy shit! Look
So
how
I
much she
would
looks like a
never
fat
ask
version of
for
her mother
money.
now.
And I didn't have any. Eventually, I did a show called $40 a Day, and that was my budget for a whole week. I would buy a week's food, and I only had $40. I always felt so grateful that I came from people that taught me how to buy dry beans, a few vegetables, very little protein.
Doesn't she sound she's almost
to
on like
live
half speed?
on that
By the way,
for a long time.
dry beans are
And
protein,
I'm
you idiot.
deeply grateful for it. It has changed the course of my life. It's made my life what it is.
Hold on.
And that's what I try and share in these shows as often as I can.
All right. I get that we were supposed to make fun of the fact that she looks gross. But like,
To me, it's more the speech.
yeah, she does sound like, she sounds like an old fucking drunk idiot. She sounds like punch drunk from booze. You know what I mean? Like, you know, when somebody like starts to get early onset dementia from drinking too much?
Yes, wet brain.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yes. Exactly what I was referring to. Usually it's one of those gentlemen. But the thing that's like annoying about that is she's just talking about what everybody in the country does to budget if they have a family.
Yes.
Like anybody, like it's just the fact that she thinks that's unique to her. It's like you still just had like a middle class white life where your parents were trying to save for the future. Seems like you were fine. Like,
Yeah, and you got a TV show out of it. You did pretty good.
Yeah. Just by being like vaguely cute about it. You got a
She
TV
might be
show.
so immersed in show business culture, though, that like
She
thinking
doesn't
back to
realize-
them, doesn't realize how common it is.
Okay. That might be, because she's
Because
been
most of
famous
the people
for
she
30
met
years.
have been famous their whole lives, or rich their whole lives.
Nah, I don't even know if that's true. Fucking Food Network people, I feel like they all kind of, I mean, I guess there's probably some level of fucking nepotism I don't fucking understand when it comes to that, right?
I feel like a lot of them already own 3 restaurants by the time they're on the shows.
Yeah, but if you start as a fucking cook, you're still
Yeah.
start as a fucking cook.
That's true.
I mean, I guess you can, to be fair, most of the people I know that like start trying to be a cook and then wash out of it, like that are white, come from money because you could have a low paying job if your parents have money.
Yeah.
Like there are guys who are like obviously like doing the fucking thing, but like if you're non-Mexican and you're working in a kitchen because you romanticize it because you read Kitchen Confidential when you were fucking 14 instead of Catcher in the Rye, fucking you probably come from a household where you're doing decent.
Yeah, instead of Kitchen Confidential, it's a Catcher with a Child. And then hang myself in a hotel room.
Oh, she was fucking a young What is she
Or
doing
she was
now?
texting.
Argento, that's her name?
Yeah, Asia Argento.
Yeah, what is she doing now? What do you think, so?
I don't know. She's Dario Argento's daughter still.
Yeah, just rich, still hot though?
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's smoking.
I just also don't get I don't get how you could be like Anthony Bourdain and could probably get top-notch pussy around the world and then kill yourself over a bitch.
I think he was depressed anyway.
Yeah, but everybody is. I think the thing that makes you not depressed is being able to eat delicious food, get drunk, and fuck hot chicks.
He could probably have a Jeff Goldblum type run of fucking young broads.
Yeah.
Had he had his head on his shoulders.
Yeah. He could be like a classy James Woods.
Was he sober, or was he...
I think he had gotten... Did he get sober? Can you look that up? I think he had gotten sober, but like, even still. I think that's... You still are the food guy.
Yeah.
Like, and you're the Travel Channel guy.
He might have also like turned on the TV and seen Guy Fieri though.
And just knew the writing was on the wall.
Yeah.
It was over for the entire industry.
This is what they want.
You think that's what it was? You think
Yeah.
he was Anthony Bourdain, saw Guy Fieri and said, my time is over? That's ridiculous. Like, I think you see that and it's like, there's two jobs in the field.
He really is. So the idea of him turning on the TV and seeing Guy Fieri is like fucking Louis C.K. turning on the TV and seeing Bert.
Yes. I think that is a fair comparison.
By the way, like both very much.
I like Guy Fieri very much.
I agree. I enjoyed Tournament of Champions very much this season.
Yeah. I feel like Guy Fieri would be a fun hang.
I think it'd be the best.
Yeah, I think I think you could probably get him. You can bust out a bag and then be like, how much of this donkey sauce do you think you could chug? And he just would. He would just do hot ones with you. If Guy Fieri was here right now, we can go get all the weird hot sauces we have in the other room and just be like, try this. And he'd be like, all right. Like
He would be fun.
Yeah, I don't even think he would. I guarantee you he would let Jorge tattoo a notary stamp on him.
No.
He's not. He would be that good of a sport.
You think he would be that great?
Yeah. Yeah, he would take you to Flavortown.
Jorge, you can give me a Flavortown USA tattoo.
Can I dress up as Guy Fieri as I do it?
100%. I would want nothing more.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
We're gonna need some relaxer and some hair gel. Oh. All right. What else do you got here for me, Harrington? I had Harrington put together this prep sheet because I didn't want to do it. What's up, guys? We got to talk about hims.com. You know hims.com. They make it easy for you to get great help with your ED. When downstairs just isn't cooperating, it's time for Hims. Hims provides men with access to affordable sexual health treatment so you can change your sex life. They've got chewable tablets, Viagra, Cialis, and their generics for up to 95% less. However you want to treat this thing, Hims can help. And it's great for guys like me and Stanley because sometimes you just get a little tired because of your lifestyle and you can't quite do the things that you want to do. Maybe Harrington got you too much pizza. Who knows? But what I need you to do is start your free online visit today at hims.com/HSR. That's hims.com/HSR. HIMS.com/HSR for your personal ED treatment options. hims.com/HSR. The featured products include compounded products which are not approved nor verified for safety, effectiveness, or quality by the FDA. Prescription required. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan. One last time, that is hims.com/HSR. HIMS.com/HSR. And just for a personal endorsement for Hims, when I was having some anxiety years ago, I did not have health insurance. Hims.com was the first online pharmacy that I could find what I was taking at the time for anxiety. It was a very simple process. So hims.com can do it all. But if you really are trying to look for help with the ED issue, go to hims.com/HSR. That's HIMS.com/HSR. Let's get back to the show. What do you got for me, Harrington?
Well, let's see here. I want to see if you guys think there is a future in a sport that Jorge and I took a look at last week.
Okay, let's take a look.
It is the Ultimate Whip Fighting Championship.
Ooh.
So just being gay is a sport now?
And wait, is whoever comes first loses?
Yeah. Well, I lost.
Oof.
Woo! Rawhide.
So basically, it's more to grab the other guy's whip and then fuck him up.
I don't like that they're wearing long pants, I'll be honest with you.
It would seem that way, but it also seems like the ref's getting it worse than anybody.
Yeah. I feel. Why is John Fetterman the ref?
I would like this better with like a cat of nine tails, like a short whip.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Because there's too much distance you can.
Yeah. How are you getting a good whip? How many? By the way, there's a good amount of people in that crowd. Go back to that.
Yeah, they all came dressed as chairs.
No, there's people there. There's got to be 24 people there.
All right, I'm gonna say something that I will regret. Do you think this was just MMA fighters who were like, I'm really sick of black guys coming in. What can we possibly do that there's no way black guys would sign up for?
Yeah. This is. I don't know. I think if you're a black guy, you want to fucking get in there and fucking whip some whites.
You Django?
Yeah, I think you immediately come in and you go, yeah, you learn.
Oh, you come out with like the cowboy outfit on?
Yeah. I think if I'm a black guy and I know that this sport is
The D
dominated
is
by
silent. My whip's ain't.
No, but if you're black and you know that this sport exists and is dominated by whites, I think you immediately start training.
How do you train?
You find some brothers.
Yeah.
Maybe you kick some people out of your fucking yard.
Oh, man, that's a. Oh, I don't see black guys setting up for that.
You're telling me if you find out that if you're black and you
Okay.
find out that whip fighting is dominated by whites, and you're, let's say, those guys didn't even look that big. Well, is there weight classes in this, Harrington?
I don't know.
Well, you need to give me some more background information.
I'm looking into it.
But who's the commissioner of this? Indiana Jones? But I think if you're
Devo.
I think if you find out that if you're black and you find out that this is a sport dominated by whites, but you're like a natural athlete.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think if you're John Jones, you just go do this because then you just get to whip on whites. I think that's the actual that's the actual reparations, is becoming the whip fighting champion of the world as a black.
Yeah, but then aren't you also the most whipped man?
Yeah, I guess, but this is somebody call a black.
So here I have them. I found training footage if you want it.
Yes.
This is what their sparring looks like.
If you don't just show us Kunta Kinte getting whipped.
That's exactly what I thought you were going to bring up.
Like, it's like, what are you even doing?
See, there's too much
By the way,
distance.
what suburb is this in that they felt comfortable doing this, knowing that there is not a basketball court anywhere near here? So clearly we're doing this next summer, right, Harrington?
I mean, why next summer? This summer's upon us.
That's fair. Where is this happening?
Oh, yeah, what country? What?
Sopot, Poland.
There you go. There you go. That's why. This is even more reason. There's no way. By the way, they all just, because they're Polish.
They keep holding the wrong end.
Yeah. They all just go to whip the other guy and it hits them from behind.
I don't see that being a thing that's gonna blow up. I'm not happy. I mean, I haven't talked about it on any of the shows. All the wrestlers that are doing slap fight.
I mean, we can talk about it right now.
We can talk
how
about
we're
it.
both upset that our friends are doing
A
professional.
bunch of my friends are doing it, and they said it's actually. So they went and did a combine.
So our friends who
A bunch of
Our friends who hit each other with light tubes were very worried about their health because they're going to slap each other in the face, apparently.
Yes. So I guess this new season of Slap Fight, is that what it's called?
Power slap.
Power Slap. Thank you. They're recruiting indie wrestlers.
Yeah. Yeah, because they know they need a check and exposure.
And
Those independent wrestlers are the only people you could still pay in exposure, particularly ones that are over the age of 35 and that have enough footage of them bleeding all over people.
However, I was told from people that it's a nice check.
I am aware that it is a nice check. I mean, the Saudis write a nice check.
Yeah.
So it's going to feature wrestlers from WWE, AEW, TNA, MLW, and NWA.
By that, it means people that have been fired.
By all of those places.
So I have
or
the
worked
names.
once in certain.
Yes.
Do any of these names jump out to you?
Yes.
Mecha Wolf,
I know Mecha Wolf.
Juicy Fanu.
He's a Anawahi.
Okay.
He's gonna. Just so you know, it's Juicy for now, or I can't remember how to say it. Look him up. If he doesn't win this whole,
you can bet on this.
My
by the way.
friends are in this,
Yeah.
and I'm telling them I'm betting on you until you fight Juicy for now, because he has got what I can only describe as an Easter Island head. Bring him up and tell me you would slap fight this man.
Okay.
Before you give me other wrestlers, because this is my pick. I hate to be barbaric, but if I'm gonna pick, I'm gonna win, and it is. I'm not beating a Samoan.
Oh God.
Yo.
What the fuck?
Who are you? Eddie's an Anawahi, I think.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? You're gonna break your hand.
You know, that Samoan bit where DDTs don't work on them?
Yeah, you're not supposed to headbutt it is a long time standing tradition that Samoans no-sell headshots.
Yeah, pile drivers, DDTs. I believe Jacob Fatu, but that all comes from people hitting Haku with pool cues in bar fights.
Yes.
And him not going down. Why would you slap fight a guy like this?
I think for money.
Bruno, our friend, why are you doing this?
Yeah, like look at them. I hope they have weight classes in Power Slap, right?
They do?
Okay, because some of the guys they have are tiny.
Yeah.
Like Mecha Wolf is my buddy. He wrestles with JCW.
Mm-hmm.
So Facade's there. Then our
Is
buddy.
Schlack there?
No! Which also drives me crazy. Of
Any-
all the people.
Yeah.
But no, big also Blanco, our friend, and then our friend Casanova Valentine's there. Danny Moe's there. Alice Crowley is there.
See Janes, Marty the Mouth,
Marty the Moth from Lucha Underground.
Okay.
He's a
pretty
Holly
big guy.
Hood, Haley J.
Hollywood. Oh, dude, that's my type of. She was on the OVW show on Netflix with
Okay.
Al Snow. She is such, dude. You would love this chick. She is such white ghetto trash, and she fully commits to it,
Really?
dude. And she's got one of the main storylines.
Oh yeah, that's a pig slut.
Her mom's a wrestler. She fights her mom on the show. Oh, I love her. I would not say a bad thing about her.
I didn't say anything bad.
I'm just saying. I would never. She's a piece. Anybody else we're missing?
Those are the biggest names according to Wrestling Inc.
Yeah, I saw some of the pictures from the bus, and it looks like they just did a combine and trained.
So wait, why did they just grab a bunch of pro wrestlers for this?
I think
the
it's going to
whole
be
season.
wrestlers versus something else.
Oh, dignity.
Is the idea, I think. But I think they did a combine where they like learned basic shit, and then they like measured how hard their slaps were and shit.
I got you. And it's also that people will watch for the freak show element of it, probably.
Yes.
Right?
Now,
So now you're doubling down, and these guys all have.
I think Dana White saw Rough and Rowdy and went, "Oh, I could do freak show fights."
Yeah. Well, Power Slap is just. So, all right. So the old thing was the original, when it was like the Russian prison slap fight thing. It was, Harrington, back me up on this. It was until somebody got knocked out, right?
Yeah, or somebody gave up.
And then a couple of guys got like horrible hematomas, but the videos had such high views that Dana White was like, he thought he can do essentially what him and Fertitas did with UFC, which is like, all right,
Class it up a little.
well, if we structure this the correct way, we can get a TV deal. Like, so right? Am I incorrect here?
No, you're nailing it so far.
Okay, so he created these rules, but then me and Harrington tried to watch the first season of whatever their Ultimate Fighter show was, and it was so god awful bad that we did not do a second watch along because it was so fucking boring. So if you get a bunch of guys who are natural entertainers who are in shape, then you at least create the dynamic that the house is fun, right? That's got to be the idea here.
I think, and then the idea is that they have certain events which I believe are culminating in Saudi.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is now they've got Saudi money because it's part of Riyadh season, right?
Yeah.
It's probably like the first thing before, right? It's probably going to go.
They were part of Riyadh season last year.
That's what I mean.
They brought Power Slap out to Saudi Arabia for the UFC's inaugural event in Saudi Arabia, and they did both out there.
Yeah, and it's the same week that they do WWE, and I think boxing was that week too, right? And then like in the beginning of Riyadh season, I think that's when the military fucks 13-year-old boys.
So to be clear, the WWE owns TNA now, right? Or
no,
they're in a working partnership with them where their guys can come and lose on WWE TV.
Okay,
and WWE guys can go over there and win on TNA TV.
Sick.
And then TNA can't sue them for antitrust laws.
Yeah, and then TNA still can't use any of the names.
Yeah.
Or anything else unless they're with WWE, and then basically just sucks everyone's balls until they say, yes, have you had enough?
Yeah.
Got you. Because I was just thinking the TKO deal also involves Saudi money now because they're starting TKO boxing, which is tied in with WWE and the UFC. So
I think
it's in the flywheel.
After Brawl for All, there is no way on God's green earth anyone in charge of wrestling is going to let these guys have shoot fights.
Okay.
A, it always looks silly.
Yes.
B, when they lose, you're fine. Like you're.
Well, I think after CM Punk, they're not going to allow anybody to have.
Yeah, I mean they almost
Brawl for All.
Yeah, you're not going to have them fight a real fighter or each other.
There's some of these guys that I think. I mean, I would watch Bobby Lashley versus Jake Hager.
Yeah, and they're both not with them.
That's fair. Who's there? Who's in WWF that you would watch? Yeah, I mean,
Chad Gable.
Yeah, Chad Gable's the only like.
Jeff Cobb.
Oh, Jeff Cobb's there now. He just got there. I would watch. Yeah, you can have those guys too.
They have
like
the brothers.
The Creed brothers.
Creed
right?
brothers.
Yeah, they have wrestling backgrounds.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
I would assume that's maybe what they were thinking with Gable Stevenson.
I mean, I think that was. Well, I think the idea was he was just like freakishly athletic, right?
Yeah,
and then a rapist.
And Natalia did great in Bloodsport.
Yes,
and she was like made for that.
Yeah.
Like all their Charlie Dempsey was great. They were all the guy, and they just fired everybody, but because Charlie Dempsey, fucking Shayna Baszler, all did Bloodsport.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Oh, you know who I would put in it? Karrion Kross.
Does he know how to fight?
Yeah, he did Bloodsport.
Okay. Oh yeah. So and yeah, everybody who does that has like
and Baron Corbin too.
At the very least, has like.
We saw Baron Corbin have a Bloodsport match. It was pretty okay.
And he's like a jiu-jitsu purple belt, and he was like a Golden Gloves boxer, right?
Yeah.
So like,
I think they're never gonna let. They lost too much money on that Butterbean thing, and ruined a push.
Well, also it was fucking. Do you know about this, Harrington? So when Bart Gunn won the Brawl for All, which he wasn't supposed to win, right? Steve Williams was supposed to win it, right?
So are you familiar with this, Harrington?
I know about this.
Okay, so I'll do a brief version of it for people. They had a shoot fight around the time UFC starts to pop.
Mm-hmm.
They decided to have a shoot fight tournament.
I don't even think it was. It was. I think it was around the same time as like the early UFCs, but it was really just those. The precursor to Rough and Rowdy was those Tough Man pay-per-views.
Yes.
And Butterbean was fucking housing dudes on those fucking. Remember those things? They were like $5. You don't remember these Tough Man pay-per-views from back in the day?
Never heard of them.
It was like $5, but like you'd be at the bar and somebody would put. I remember seeing these in like dive bars when I was like 15. People would put them on fucking pay-per-view, and it would just be like, it was like Rough and Rowdy. It was just like some fucking guy from a town, And then like all of a sudden Butterbean, who's like a train, just was housing dudes at all these things. And so they were like, oh, let's just do something like that at WWE. And then Bart Gunn, who wasn't supposed, the whole thing was built for Dr.
Death Steve Williams, who's a legitimate, scary, tough guy.
But then he got fucking hurt in the first fucking round. Or was it the second round?
I think it was the first.
Okay, so he gets hurt, and then it's like...
So they set it up, it's knockouts?
Yeah.
And grappling, but grappling in boxing gloves.
Yeah, terrible idea.
And then so some guys just figured out, oh, I'm going to go for takedowns.
Yeah.
Because immediately anyone that could really fight wouldn't do it. Shamrock wouldn't do it. Dan Severn wouldn't do it. Steve Blackman wouldn't do it. All the guys they had that really could fight went, no. Because I have nothing to gain. I'm getting the same paycheck. And then all the big meatheads that thought they could fight.
Yeah. JBL.
Godfather.
Yeah.
Who could.
Yeah.
But then they didn't know Bart Gunn
could just fight.
He had a fucking left on him.
Yeah. Some of these guys, I mean, look.
Wasn't he Golden Gloves back in the day?
I believe he might have been.
Maybe. Yeah, but like it's like,
Mark Marrow definitely was.
Yeah. But like that's the thing is like a lot of those wrestlers are just like kind of like mooks who can throw hands.
Yeah.
But like you never get like you're not gonna get what you want out of a fucking stupid thing like this. Right?
And plus with the glove, like
yeah,
they gotta keep him safe with the gloves, but then with the gloves it's not wrestling. It's not MMA.
Yeah.
So the thing sucks. Everyone gets injured. They basically gut their roster of tough guys because everyone hurts each other doing this.
And everybody looks bad.
And everyone looks like shit. The crowd hates it. And now the guys just are going out there and agreeing to stand and bang because everyone's booing the takedowns. So they're like, hey, let's just go knock each other out, which also ain't good.
So now a bunch of guys
who can't defend, who don't know how to properly defend their head.
Yeah, who don't know how to box, who already have fucking wrestling concussions,
are throwing
haymakers.
Yeah, seeing who drops first.
Yeah.
Bart Gunn wins it completely because it was supposed to be Dr. Death wins it easily and then goes on to challenge Stone Cold at SummerSlam.
Yeah. So Bart Gunn wins it. They don't want him fighting Stone Cold.
So they make a new prize.
Yeah. He gets to fight Butterbean, who weighs 150 pounds more than him or whatever the fuck it was. And Butterbean just killed him at fucking WrestleMania. He never fucking wrestled again.
I mean, he knocked his block off.
He destroyed him. I bet you can find it on YouTube. It's like 5 seconds long. He just fucks him up. And it's just like, why would you do that? You just did that to a guy who then his brother worked for you for 15 more years. It's crazy.
Well, not his real brother.
Are they not real brothers?
Billy Gunn and Bart Gunn?
No.
No.
What?
They were the Smoking Guns.
I know. I remember the Smoking Guns when I was a kid. I thought they were real brothers.
I don't think so.
Next thing you're going to tell me is that he doesn't like to lick them or stick them.
Oh, I've seen
I know.
to prove otherwise.
Yeah, I know. I'm aware. I shattered a couple people's childhoods by telling them some stuff we heard about Billy Gunn.
Did you ever see JBL getting caught with porn on his computer?
No.
Oh, we got to. If you guys can find that next, they did a thing where JBL like tweeted a screenshot of him watching wrestling, but he forgot to edit out the tabs.
Oh.
And you see what kind of porn JBL watches.
Ooh.
And I'll tell you, it clocks.
It's just black chicks.
No, it's funnier.
Oh. All right, yeah, let's watch this.
Nope, that's it. Yep.
Yeah, it's almost like a guy who
they're gonna let him get up.
Knows how to box, beat the shit out of a pro wrestler. By the way, this is at WrestleMania.
I can't believe they're letting him go again. Yep. That's that.
By the way, how funny is it that Butterbean's corner man jumped in and was clearly just a white guy in a do-rag? Did you catch that?
Yes, I did.
Did you catch that they were both named White Mike and they give haircuts in the hood?
If you could bring up JBL getting caught with his porn collection, and it's so funny Because when you look at him and you think about over the years, you're like, yeah, that's what he fucking whacks it to.
That's so funny. Probably professional whip fighting.
He likes a strong woman.
Oh.
He
So
likes,
you mean dudes?
He likes an exceptionally strong woman.
Mm.
Did you guys find what I'm looking for?
Oh, here we go. Bring it up. So the original video was deleted, but here's a screenshot.
Mm-hmm.
It says Nikita Kryptova.
Well, now you're gonna have to find that.
I'm sorry, I can barely read it out. Can
Yeah.
you? Do
Well,
you know it, Zach?
you could barely read, Harrington.
All right.
I'm
That's
sure
why you
it'll.
can't pass
I'm
the
sure
notary
it'll
test.
fill in if you get it mostly right.
I've never seen somebody take so long to pull up pornography. It's ridiculous.
It's out of practice.
Yeah.
All right, dude, I'm married. All right, here is the woman who he was looking up.
Oh, some of the ones he had were like straight up like monsters. I mean, muscles to the fucking max.
I mean, that's her profile picture, and the search in his search bar was just her name and nude.
Nice. Can you look that up?
Yeah.
Let's take a look.
Yeah, why not? Hey, we're here, right?
Yeah, spread eagle snatch. Put that in there.
Don't
too.
cost nothing.
Yeah.
Spread eagle snatch is a weightlifting move.
Yeah.
I think that's RVD's That's RVD's Olympic record. Is the spread eagle snatch?
Yeah. I mean, that's what you could call that. It is just called the RVD lift.
I think so.
Bring that.
Somebody just beat the record.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
There we go.
Whoa, never mind. I'm good. Whoa. No, thank you.
Bah, ba-da-da, bah.
That's a man. Like, go back. That just looks like
That's a man, baby.
That's-
Sorry, that's from a movie called Austin Powers. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, Chris.
I've never.
I know you grew up in the hood. I'm not sure if you.
We
know,
don't.
if
We
you've
don't
heard of
really
that
watch.
film.
We don't watch your stuff all the
Yeah,
time.
I know you guys don't watch. It's
By the way,
it's white history.
We may as well just bring this up. Can you bring up Kelsey Grammer's production company is called Gramnet, which, by the way, is also me and Zach's production company. But could you pull it up and give me a list of shows that Kelsey Grammer was the executive producer of? This is very inside baseball, so go fucking watch Zac Amico's Morning Zoo if you want to know what I'm talking about here. But as far as certain types of people not knowing who Kelsey Grammer is because they only watch their own sort of thing, can you pull up that list for me? Any second now.
Yes, give me a second.
Do you think what happened is I said it and the person I was talking to refused to learn anything about anything to do with grammar?
I know he's got a whole song about it though.
Yeah. Do you think when I said
see how
grammar,
we knew that?
do you think when I said grammar, he thought I meant the lady that raised him?
Grammer?
Okay.
Grammar.
Okay, so I have the list of shows that Gramnet created.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Okay, so first off, it was a documentary called Kelsey Grammer Salutes Jack Benny.
Okay.
Then it was the TV show Girlfriends, starring Tracy Ellis Ross.
I would never know that.
In-Laws.
Oh, who's in that?
Dennis Farina and Elon Gold, Bonnie Somerville and Gene Smart.
The black version of that has break in the front.
Good Humor Man, starring Nathan Stevens and a young Jason Segel back in 2005.
Okay.
The Game, starring Wendy Raquel Robinson and Pooch Hall, Tia Mowry.
Those are white.
I'm going to take a wild guess.
Those are white people?
And say Pooch Hall is either a black man or a dog in sunglasses. And a backwards hat and a skateboard.
Pooch Hall is where they have dog fights.
You know what? You got it with the first one, but good guess. Is a black guy.
What's the next? What are some other ones here?
Hank, a TV series featuring Kelsey Grammer, David Koechner, Melinda McGraw, and Jordan Hinson.
Okay.
Boss, another Kelsey Grammer
It's a
vehicle.
period piece.
Light as a feather.
Is that
It's about a chicken restaurant.
You are not a monster.
Is this the witches?
The game.
That's
feature
another one.
Adrian Ray, Wendy Raquel Robinson again, and Brittany Daniel.
They brought it back. Brittany Daniel plays the white lady who's married to a football player in that show.
Okay. And Fat Tuesdays start with a PH, starring Lil Rel Howeray, Nick Cannon, and Snoop Dogg. It appears to be a miniseries about comedy.
Well, it seems like Kelsey Grammer knows black pop culture. I'm just going to throw that out there. If you want to know what I'm talking about, go check out Zac Amico's Morning Zoo on YouTube and here on the Gas Digital Network.
I would say it seems like Kelsey Grammer has his ear to the ground as far as hip hop culture.
Yep. And probably is not making anybody bite the curb or anything.
Do you think it's because he played a blue professor?
You're saying he's so black he's blue?
He said he did turn blue, and he was a professor, and he had lots of vials of different colored drinks.
That's true. Kelsey Grammer.
Making a flubber joke?
No, Beast. I don't know who that motherfucker is.
Flubber? I hardly know her.
All right, what else we got, doggy?
How about I really want to see you guys react to this one. This is a 911 operator who is
911 operator.
911 operator.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to.
A 911 operator.
A 911 operator is just a guy
is a
with
half a pilot.
Yeah, a 911 operator is a fucking guy with a beard and a fucking box cutter.
Okay.
Or it's the guy the night before going, "Hello, don't go into work tomorrow. Don't ask me why."
Thank
Hello,
you, operator.
Hello, operator. I was told not to come in tomorrow. Will my diamonds be all right?
I mean, jet fuel can't melt diamonds.
Yeah, it's a 911 operator. Here she is going into court where she was arrested because she, on multiple occasions, refused to answer people's 911 calls, telling people, I ain't got time for that on a recorded line.
No way. She literally said, I ain't got time for that.
Yes, and then eventually, in one other case, someone called because they'd been shot. She hung up and said, I'm on my break.
Nice.
All on a recorded line. So here she is going into court, and the news is interviewing.
Is she Dutch?
Krishonda Williams allegedly had no time for emergency callers and no time to talk to us either.
By the way,
After
she's
getting a
walking to the ring
court-appointed
like she's
attorney,
about to go
Williams
fight.
refused to answer any questions on why she allegedly hung up on people calling
Champ is
911
here.
for help. One caller was trying to report a store robbery.
The champ is here!
Clerk being killed.
There was one reporting where she hung up on a gentleman who was calling to report people who were racing on the freeways. And after the phone call is disconnected, you can still hear her speaking. And what she says is, ain't nobody got time for this for real.
Williams only faces
Hold
2
on.
misdemeanor counts.
To
of
be
interference
fair,
with-
why are you calling 911 because people are racing on the freeway? That seems like they're trying to help by clearing traffic.
I'm with that one. That is. I don't. There's
That is
emergencies
not
out there.
an emergency. Yeah.
That's not a 911 call. That's a police call.
Yeah. What are some of the other things that she was?
A man being shot seems like the real rough one.
But if somebody's gonna kill, like it's like maybe they should give her a job at the suicide hotline. It's gonna really make you feel small and like you know what I mean. Like if you go, I'm thinking about killing myself. I'm really upset, and somebody goes, "Hey, nobody got time for this." You might be like, "Damn, I think she's right." Like I think that's what you need to hear when you're suicidal. Maybe you just don't need to be a 911 operator.
I would like to hear more before I make a judgment on this beautiful woman.
an emergency telephone call. But there could be many more cases out there.
We were able to narrow down in our period
This
about
Karen
825 calls where somebody was actually calling 911 and not the non-emergency line, that she hung up on that person and that they called back within 5 minutes.
Williams could spend 1 year in jail for each
Wait a
charge
second. Hold
against
on.
her.
If they call back, how much of an emergency could it really be?
Hi, I'm still shot.
It seems like you fine.
Hello?
Maybe you should have called the Uber, motherfucker.
Hello? Oh, what you want me to call an ambulance?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like if you call me back, you could have just handled this. You got time to be fucking around on my phone.
Oh, I just picture having the headset and having to take giant nails and go, hold on, girl. 911, what's your emergency?
Yeah, she's definitely on FaceTime with her mom.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, all the time. Her mom's like, who the fuck is that?
While we finish this, did you see the video of the girl that tried to run out of the cell phone store after she got her screen replaced?
No.
Dude, the guy just locks the door. Look, he has like a button.
Oh, really?
And she's just stuck. It's so the amount of victimhood and changing her story.
By the way,
times,
what an idiot, because you definitely got buzzed into the store, you fucking moron.
dude, it's so funny. You got to see this lady melt down, and then her mom shows up, and then they're a united front, and then the mom turns on her.
Good. I want to see this. Find this.
But yes, let's finish this, and we'll get to that.
Yeah.
I wanted to give you guys time to tee it up. I'm sorry if I'm being demanding.
No, make them do more stuff.
Jorge, tattoo my dick. You won't need a lot of ink.
That's small.
Yeah, exactly.
Hold on, I need a magnifying glass.
A fine chisel.
Yeah.
All right, bring this up.
He's using one of those things that used to carve
Oh
individual
no, wait.
grains of rice.
Did we not have more of the
is there not
court
more
case?
of the Is there not more of the 9/11 operator?
No, that was it.
All right, so here, put the sound up a little, and Chris, you're gonna love this.
All right. By the way, what the fuck is up with this bitch's hairline? She really, from the struggle, look at her hairline.
It's locked. I'm gonna take the screen off and you can get out of here or I can call the cops. What is it? I'm gonna call them. Well, I'm not inside the store, right? Why you lock the doors on me? I ain't my phone. All right, I'm gonna call the cops if that's the case. Dude, come on, you gotta take me to jail. You're gonna give me my screen back or you're gonna go home? Which one is it? Because the guy, his screen, I gotta run home.
By the way,
all you have to do is give me the phone, let me take the screen off, and I'll let you go. Give me the phone back. Give me the phone back. Give me the phone, I'm going to take the screen off and put your old screen back on and let you go. I'm at the one down the way, the sale phone store.
Hold on.
Customer tried to run away with
Again, she got buzzed into this store. And thought that would work.
Video. Now she's threatening me to get somebody over here to shoot me. Yes. And all I told her is to give me the phone, let me take the screen off, and I'll let her go. But she's getting people sent over here so they can shoot up the store.
Now, what the f*** is going on?
I have a feeling she's not late for work.
Well, I don't think so, no.
Do you have the rest where the mom shows up? The mom and her joined forces, and they immediately make it that this guy's a ripoff artist, and then they can't stick to the same story, and the mom turns on her.
She tried to run out of the store.
Okay.
And I told her, give me the phone, I'll take the screen off, and we can be done with this. But she wasn't having it.
How much is the phone for?
The screen is $125.
You only charge me $75 for my device as well.
She has an XR.
I got an 11.
Or 11.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You didn't charge my other kid or other kids that much. So why is this charge her?
The screen for the 1200 is $200.
You know, you didn't charge me when you fixed my phone. They didn't charge me that.
You must have got insurance or something.
No, you y'all fixed your insurance. What do you mean?
This is infuriating, right?
So why you didn't go to the insurance? I don't know.
All she has to do is give me the phone back and I can take the screen off and we're done.
You just go there. You just go around the corner and get it fixed. Come on, let's go. This is the phone.
Damn.
I'm about to get it fixed. This is the phone.
Damn, she really just turned on her kid.
Why would you even try to come to a place that's charging $100 and some other dollars? I used to not tell me that when I dropped my phone. Yes, I did. No, you did not. You about to have me do some crazy shit. I'm thinking this motherfucker doing something here.
Pause. I wonder where she learned to act like that.
I'll be honest, though. Her mom just literally said, you got me about to do some sick shit because I thought this motherfucker was doing something fucked up to you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to throw this out there. I like the mom.
I think this is correct parenting. Yes. A little aggressive up top.
Sure, I think they might be hard of hearing. Why else would they be shouting?
You know what? I didn't consider that.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Does he know American Sign?
He might not, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Keep it going. She learned it when she met Robin Williams.
No, he did that because he talked so weird, so he did that. He's not supposed to
She
talk so
ran,
weird.
honey, your daughter is a liar.
What happened?
Your intention was to run out here with the phone. That's why your friend had the door open and I told you to have her close it. I knew you were doing this. Honey, I've been doing this for 30 years. You have a problem.
You've been fixing iPhone screens for 30 years? This motherfucker's a time traveler.
She don't want you to hear the truth. I told her your
Man,
phone
what you heavy hoes
is
that
not
ran out of
fixable.
my phone,
I
man.
told her your battery's fat. Your earpiece
Heavy
cable
girls
is
that ran out of here with
Look at
some
the-
You said my battery's flat?
Heavy girls, I know. So what did you
You
do?
know heavy girls you know. Stop
There,
lying.
there. Just hit the fire.
There's nothing wrong with my battery. Ask the judge.
Okay, so what you thought? You throw run coke?
That's why she's on.
You got enough a seasoning on your battery.
That's why she tried to do it too.
All right. Going through all that stuff. That's nothing crazy. You ain't gonna have no furniture.
Girl trying to play a trick on me. I'm your mother. I'm 9 years older than you. I've been around the block.
My whole life, I've been around the block from this cell phone store and gone nowhere else.
Well, that's how that was going to go.
Yeah. What is George Santos is going to kill himself, Harrington?
He's thinking about it. He's openly
No.
contemplating it. Pull up the tweet here. So he was sentenced to 7 years in jail. He says, I'm failing to see the point of my life at this moment. I'm turning myself in at 37 and coming out at 44.
He's gay.
When
He's going to jail and he's gay.
When or if I come out alive, I'll most likely be psychologically fucked.
Hold on. This is the guy who got elected to Congress for being a crazy liar?
Yes.
He's crazy and gay.
Can he run for Congress, like prison something?
I don't know.
I don't think you can run for warden.
No, they like to run from the warden.
Yeah.
I'll most likely be psychologically fucked in my mid-40s and unemployable. What's the point? Become a burden on my family?
No, you can work here.
In all fairness, the door is open.
Yeah.
These are the thoughts haunting in my head.
No, I mean, look, legitimately, you could just replace Bronx Johnny on my show.
Yeah, you could do a podcast. You could
Yeah.
fucking probably join some type of advocacy group.
Well, this is
Yeah.
a tweet from his podcast, the Pants on Fire with George Santos show.
Nice. Wait, he doesn't have a regular Twitter anymore?
I don't know. I think he might have gotten kicked off.
Do they let you podcast in jail now? I feel like they should.
Maybe a good behavior. I feel like that show would be very popular.
What, George Santos?
No, just
Or
a prison
just
camp.
in prison?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would listen to that. Like, just like from like.
Isn't there a prison term with the term pod? Like they put you in pods?
I mean, that's what I think they would call a cell a pod, maybe.
Yeah.
I feel like I could.
I'm sure there's a play on words that could be done there.
Why don't you produce Geo show? Tell me. You don't have the answer to this?
Yeah, what bad names did they not go with?
Yeah, pods are another name for the rooms for the cells.
Okay.
And then that's it?
What I'm seeing here is there's a few podcasts that deal with this subject. There's something called Ear Hustle. which is, kind of it seems to be a ripoff of On the Gate. It's hosted by Earlonne Woods. He was formerly incarcerated, and Nigel Poor, a visual artist, and it focuses on life inside San Quentin State Prison.
His name is Earlonne?
Yes, Earlonne. And then this one I think is interesting. The Prison Podcast Network. This network.
Are you certain Nigel Poor is not a misspelling?
As far as I can tell.
Okay.
This network features the Prison Podcast Network features a variety of independent podcasts hosted by currently incarcerated individuals.
Oh, so there is you can podcast in prison. Yeah, I would think that would be a way for you to put out feelers to the outside on your next crime.
You could probably also give instructions through code.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Today's episode is brought to you by Honey Buns. I need some or I'm going to die. Today's episode is brought to you by Stamps.com. I need 5 books of stamps or a Mexican man is going to kill me tomorrow. Also, Honey Buns. I need more Honey Buns. Please.
This episode is brought to you by whatever is shoved up my ass.
Welcome back to Legion of Shanks.
Today's show started. Wanted to give a brief word from Newport Lucy's. Newport Lucy's keep me from getting stabbed.
All right, we're going to pull something out of the toilet here on Kill Homie.
Hey, hold on. Hey, if you wouldn't mind scooping all the water out of that toilet, we're going to talk to the bitches downstairs.
Who's that on the line?
911, what's your emergency?
Dude, they should absolutely just make her the switchboard operator for the prison. You got a collect call coming in. You give a fuck about this motherfucker? All right. A couple more. You cool to hang out here?
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm not going anywhere.
All right. This is actually to stay in. Seems like we have a little bit of a theme that's going to get us in trouble. Pull up this rent reducer, Harrington. So, a gun in a box disguised as a free little library.
Okay.
By the way, free little library, rent increaser.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a Raspberry Pi scrapes Zillow for open houses nearby during open house hours. It tells a starter pistol cap gun to fire a few times. And, I think this is a great idea.
Yeah, it shoots blanks, right? While
While
there's open houses going on.
Exactly, in the neighborhood. I love it. I'll be honest. I think more people should be doing shit like this.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah, it's fucking hysterical. Just because here's the thing, though. It would have to be in a warehouse area, right? Because that's what you actually. So I think that's where gentrification begins, right? It's in some warehouse that hasn't been able to be a warehouse in a while.
Yeah, now a band moves in.
Yeah, a band moves in and they kind of look around and they go, huh, there's nobody here, which means there's nobody here to rob me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's now, but that's going to spread out a while later. But I think you could put this thing anywhere. That's what you actually need to do is keep people out of whatever the shitty fucking warehouse spaces are in there. Because in Gowanus, right? It was just literally all these warehouses and factories became art spaces. And then people were like, oh, we can live down here and not have to pay all the money up by the park. And then people now it's just I don't know, fucking awful. There's no good restaurants, but they are expensive and fucking, it's still dumpy.
Were you looking over where
Bushwick or whatever
the New Fair City shows are?
Yeah.
Where my fucking wedding was.
Yeah.
That was that neighborhood had nothing in it.
Literally nothing.
And those bars are crazy expensive now.
Yeah, it's $16 for a fucking old fashioned. Who the fuck wants to pay $16 for a dog shit drink?
I think I paid $14 for a White Claw.
No.
For a double White Claw, yeah.
Ew. Fuck. All right. What's this? What do you want to talk about on this list, Harrington?
I mean, I think I've gotten to the big ones I wanted you guys to get into, but there are 2 pretty good songs I think are in competition for the song to go out this week too.
All right, let's take a look.
So this is the first one. It's an ode to hood Chinese spots.
Okay.
Chit, I be like, I would like 3 chicken wing with the fried rice. I be like, I would like 3 chicken wing with the fried rice. I be like, I would like 3 chicken wing with the fried rice. I be like, I would like 3 chicken wing with the fried rice. Used to eat Chinese on the
I like how he can't afford the 4th chicken.
with those shade white. Box like an ocean. I ain't think twice. Turned into Larry Bird, homie. That's a great white. Spell victory on the lips, then she get dismissed. When you kiss, tell me what it tastes like. If she ain't thick, then you know the face nice. If it got a switch, then the cake's baked right. Back at HU, used to hit Ho Chi laid up and cook hard, couldn't get no sleep. Mambo sauce, fried rice, 4 wings. Gotta step around a dope fiend when I leave. Y'all know me, high be smoke free, but I'm higher than the kite that you let go free. Train wreck, peer pressure by the homies. Now I'm sitting in the coop looking like Smokey. Acting like I'm finna OD. Brody like chill. You good for real. Just a little weed, you ain't take no pills. All you probably need is a late night meal. Tried to explain I'm a drinker, he cut me off.
That's great and wonderful, but it is no Brandon DiCamillo's Chinese freestyle.
Well, it's also no. I ain't even seen a motherfucker eat a horse head.
Oh well, obviously that's as good as it gets.
I don't know what that is. Is that a movie?
Yeah,
I never heard of that movie.
So I would say Brandon DiCamillo's Chinese food freestyle goes. And if we're going rap songs about food, I'm going the Wawa Hoagie rap over that, and I'm going Pretty Ricky's.
You've never ordered a rap instead of a hoagie.
I'm going was it Pretty Gary or Pretty Ricky's? Met a bitch at Timmy Hortons.
Okay. Then there's also chicken noodle soup. There was
Yes.
that.
You don't remember Brandon DiCamillo's Chinese freestyle?
No.
Come on.
There was when Jin won Freestyle Fridays the first time. He told somebody he would make them suck his egg roll and his dumplings.
I like that.
Yeah. What else you got, Harrington?
All right, I'm looking for the Brandon DiCamillo Chinese freestyle because I don't think you're going to want to watch anything else after the last
Yeah.
thing.
Brandon and the last name DICAMILLO. It's Brandon from Jackass.
I got it.
Oh, okay.
You want piece of my yellow sound? I'ma give it to you now. Who like my chopstick? Hit you in the shit with my little ass stick. Yellow, if you wanna see me, eat yellow. I never seen nothing like you before. I can kick you higher than you can kick me. I can kick you way up into a tree. Who wants to taste of my oolong tea? Everybody in the phone book named Chang. Wanna see my wang? Never good gone, hit the gong with a bang. What? Everybody wanna see me throw a fireball, but that's not right, not in real life. You won't
Okay, that's fine. Between that and Bloodhound Gang's Yellow Fever, I feel like there was a real time where that was completely allowed.
Oh, yeah, when you were allowed to just make fun of Asians?
Dude, there's a clip of Bloodhound Gang. They had to take that song off their record.
Really?
And they're playing in some college, and the whole college, like all the fucking kids showed up to chant "Fuck you, Bloodhound Gang." So they just went on stage chanting with them at themselves.
That's so fucking funny. Those guys are great.
So obviously, let's see.
Yeah, let's see what you got here, Harrington. What the fuck is this baghead bitch?
What kind of bag? What kind of bag?
Yeah, please go to the beginning.
Grandma, what kind of plastic bag is that? What kind of bag? What
By the way, this is fine Asian craftsmanship.
bag is that? What kind of bag? What kind of bag? Vegetables out.
This bitch got dates in there? Oh, no. This is a fish bag, bitch?
The worst is that she's now going to carry this on the subway.
Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah, this is just her bath.
Yeah.
It should be what kind of bath?
Yeah, it's now that she has a boiling bag of stinky fish that she's going to sprint onto the subway with to steal a seat.
No, yeah, she's got to sit in between the two of us in the middle part.
Yeah. If you and I were sitting there on the subway, she would run on with this bag boiling hot.
Fair. She would offer us a sip.
Yes. Keep it going. Let's finish it.
That was the end.
That was the end? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, that's clearly the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
And what kind of bag is it, though? That's a great question.
Yeah, that is a high-quality bag.
That's a really good bag.
That's why they're beating us in this trade war.
I think, yeah, that whatever that kind of bag, by the way, whatever kind of bag that is, that ain't biodegradable. That's why we need to get rid of the bags. It's just that bag right there is indestructible.
Yeah. That is the entire island of bags. This has been High Society Radio. Good night. I have to piss.